We're about to roast ourselves. Today we're sharing our biggest lashing fails, and trust me, they suck.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Behind the Brilliance. I am Ashtyn.
And I'm Danielle.
And this is episode 3.
Woohoo! We're doing a little casual today. We left the desk because we have some heavy-duty episodes ahead. So I thought we'd talk today about our biggest lashing mistakes. We'll go ahead and give Ashtyn the questions she hasn't read yet. So hopefully they're winners.
Okay, Danielle, you've been lashing for 17 years. Surely you've had some disasters. What's the worst lash appointment you've ever done?
Honestly, I think it was my first time doing a mega volume set. That was the worst ever.
Did they look like caterpillars?
They looked horrible, and they were still not full enough for her. And so I got scarred for life on mega because I'm like, I can't even appease people who want mega volume. I remember, I think I was here for like 5 hours, like adding more. I think my original training with mega was on the conservative side where it's, bigger fans, but they just weren't big enough. There was a customer who was from another country, might have been Russia, I can't remember. So I don't know if she had some weird unrealistic expectations of like stacking different fans, but that was a nightmare.
Oh my God, guys, funny story. When I first applied here, there's somebody else with like a similar username as me, and she just does like, I'm talking like 22 millimeter extra long lashes, huge fluffy full, and I'm the complete opposite. All of mine are so natural and like angelic. And she was like, "Is this you?" And like texted the girl, and the girl was like, "Yes, this is my work."
I DM'd her because your username's like LashXAsh, and it was like another form of LashXAsh with or without underscores or something. And I messaged her. We had an interview that same day. I asked you to come in for an audition, and between the interview and the audition, I DM'd this girl and I said, "Did you do these lashes?" And she responded, "Yeah, I did." And it was funny. It wasn't yours.
It was not.
Ashtyn.
Yes, ma'am.
What has been your biggest oh no moment? Have you ever had to remove a full set and start over?
No.
I mean, I haven't ever had to remove a set either that I did.
I'm just really good, so I don't have to do that.
Great answer. I will say,
I think the only time that I've ever had to like remove a set is because it wasn't even my work, but somebody like was having an allergic reaction, so she came in and asked me to remove them. But
which, by the way, if someone has an allergic reaction, you should never use remover to remove them. You should remove them manually. That's just
correct.
A tip. I will say this was a sad time that I had to remove lashes. Was I had a client come in and she went home and her husband didn't like them, and so he said. She came in the next day and she said, "I have to take them off now." And I was like, that is so sad.
Hell no.
Yeah. Do not be with a man who doesn't like your lashes.
That's pathetic.
That's pathetic. We don't do that.
No. You're back in the hot seat. Take me back to your first year of lashing. This is a while back.
This is when she was born. The year you were born was
Take me back to 2007. I was coming out of my mother. Shout out Mommy Holly for birthing me. Oh. Take me back to your first year of lashing, aka my first year of life. What were you doing wrong?
Well, I was using 0.25 millimeter lash extensions.
What is that?
0.25. So classic.
It's 0.15.
Yeah. And then it goes up to 0.2, which is too big. And then it goes up to 0.25. I had a client who wanted 0.3s. I had a whole set of 0.3 thickness lashes, which is literally like...
I have never heard of this.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's like classic lashes, but it's just that thick?
Very thick. Thick.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the reality. I know some of y'all remember that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which is actually funny because as life went on... A 0.2 was a standard for me. Like a 0.25 was, someone who wanted it more dramatic. Volume wasn't a thing yet. But as things progressed, I can't even use a 0.2 anymore. And 0.15s are getting hard for me. It's almost like I have to deal with like thinner lashes. I can't even work with thick lashes anymore. Anyway.
What's a mistake that you cringe about now?
I mean, that Really, it's just those really, really thick lashes, because I've always been a fan of getting your client like 100% full. So someone so full with those lashes, I could literally, it's burned into my brain, an Instagram post from like 2012 where it was, I'll have to find that post. I'll find it in my archives. I was proud of it at the time, but it's cringy now.
Did you ever have a client complain or leave unhappy?
I for sure have had clients leave unhappy. I will say it's uncommon for a client to leave unhappy and be honest about it. I mean, it doesn't really happen anymore, but I think it happens all the time where a client won't be open and honest if they don't like something that you did. And so, if that happens, usually, that you learn about it at their fill or too late in the game. So just another, like as a tip, I'm just going to take this moment to share this tip that I think everyone can benefit from, because I myself am shy in the moment of giving feedback. Be over the top with your clients on feedback. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like, because people will just not say it. And I can only say that because I'm that person too. So, usually though, I really open that door. Like, tell me what you like. I'm not here. I always say you can't hurt my feelings unless you tell me I'm fat. So, if that doesn't give you enough freedom to tell me how you feel, then I don't know what does. But
what's the worst retention you've ever had, and why?
Well, before Clarity Cleanser came to the scene, I definitely had trouble with my oilier clients. I felt a huge difference when I started using Clarity at the beginning of my appointments. But then in addition to that, people washing their own lashes was a game changer for me on the retention.
Have you ever had an allergic reaction situation?
Yeah.
How did you handle it?
Usually, I tell clients that it doesn't happen the same day. So if they wake up the next day and they're swollen in their eyelids, it's a pretty textbook look. I'm sure we can pull one from training. I always say the swelling will subside within 24 to 48 hours. You should just enjoy your lashes rather than just jumping to take them off, because the reaction has already happened. So take a Benadryl. There's over-the-counter creams, eye drops, orals. If they insist on removing them, then I have them come in and manually remove them. But I've been having some good results with using Flonase on clients who have allergic reactions. So dabbing a little Flonase on their eyelid before and after their appointment, and they're not having reactions. And I always tell a client, do that. That's at your own discretion. I have them bring their own Flonase. I'm not here to diagnose or promise anything, but that has been working for me. What was the hardest part about learning to lash for you?
Figuring out the perfect way to pick the lash up off of the strip. You know what I'm saying? Like, after making a fan, like picking it up. And
that's for your more recent learning? Because I know you learned...
like from the very beginning.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Picking it up,
keeping all the bases together, because I feel like when I first started picking them up, everything would just kind of go all over the place.
Okay.
And so it kind of took me, like, my first, training day. I was like...
But I just edited our last podcast today, and you said that even when you were learning our new fanning technique, how it changed the game just to have a better quality lash extension. Correct. So, and that, if only you had soft line when you first started learning.
If only.
Have you ever had a client whose lashes just didn't turn out how you wanted?
I mean, probably. Not like the top of my head.
I know.
I can't think of a specific situation, but I'm sure that has happened, especially in my earlier days. I think it's really hard to figure out what kind of mapping goes with each person's eyes in the beginning stages. That's definitely something that's very trial and error. And I feel like symmetry is really difficult in the very beginning. So I can't think of a specific situation, but I'm sure that has been a thing.
Yeah. And this is something I've been doing more recently. When in doubt, I just have them open their eyes a little bit halfway through the appointment.
Yeah.
I never even used to do that. But recently I was like, you know what? I want to see how this is turning out. And you could use a mirror, but I feel like nothing compares to them actually opening their eyes. So I've been stopping halfway through, leaving their iPads on, saying, hey, this is going to feel really weird, but I just want to look.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of gives you oh, wait, is that curl working in the way that you wanted it to. Because I just feel more than ever, people's lashes are just so different in the way that they land. So
this doesn't really have that much to do with what we're talking about. But I kind of want to, like, explore into, like, mixing curls together.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that on Jaden today. Maybe I'll do CC's and C's on her.
What did you do last time?
C's.
Do you think they weren't curly enough for her? I think she needs longer for some reason.
Really?
I think she's, like, hoochie long once.
Like 12s.
What'd you have on her?
Up to 10.
Oh, that probably. Maybe even 13 spikes or something. I know. That her strips were dramatic, girl.
Scared.
What's something you thought you were doing right but later realized was wrong? Pinching.
Okay. I don't agree with that because I do think that in certain situations, pinching... Okay, I don't think that there's any rights or wrongs. Except, like, if you're not isolating right, then that's wrong. But, like, I feel like I've always isolated right.
Yeah.
Not right or wrong, but when I did learn the very first time, I learned to always pinch my fans. That's the only fanning method that I was taught. I do think that there's a time and place for that. But after Danielle taught me, what do you even call it? Rolling?
Rolling, fan and roll.
Fan roll?
Stop, drop, and roll. I don't know. Rolling
a J.
Rolling on. Yeah. We like to roll. We roll on it. Oh, rolling on the strip.
Yeah. I feel like I still don't think that pinching is wrong. I think that if I were to be doing a heavy mega volume or even just like a heavier volume, I would still pinch. But I think that rolling your fans does make it more natural, which has honestly kind of become like my specialty.
Natural. Yeah.
When it used to actually be big, fluffy mega volumes, that used to be all I would do. And now all of a sudden I'm just like natural. So.
And I think you're right. Like, I was teasing about the pinching only because I do rarely see pinching turning out like able to pass the standards that we set here. Mm-hmm. And that's more so because of bases.
Yeah.
And that still comes down to the pincher. Obviously, there's different pinching methods, and some people are going to be better at pinching than others. But I've seen a lot of pinching that ends up in very loose, like frayed bases,
for sure.
Or too much adhesive. And so, no, I think you're right. As far as pinching is great for creating heavier sets.
Yeah.
We're just in our locations, and I think industry wide, people are moving towards less fluffy and more natural looks.
Why do you think isolation is so hard for beginners?
I think it's like learning to use chopsticks for the first time.
It's tedious.
Yeah. You have to use your end of tweezers to like do everything for you. So yeah, I think isolation is just a muscle memory thing that's tough to gather at first.
Do you have any isolation fails?
Not me. No, I mastered that right from the start. I had a good trainer though. I had a mentor and a trainer, and it was like done right or not done at all. So
I don't really think that I ever had any like isolation fails in my beginning stages. Like I wouldn't really like go through at the end of each set and like check my isolation. So maybe I would have like one or two stickies, but like I've never had a situation where like I've
had a fail.
Glued
I think you either get it or you don't.
No, exactly. And I think that that's the main thing. Like I don't care what your sets look like. I don't care what fan you're doing. If you don't isolate right, you should not be doing lashes. I'm sorry, but that's how you ruin people's eyes.
That's definitely number one. How do you know if you're using too much adhesive?
But like in volume sets, I can tell that I'm using too much adhesive if I see a bead.
Exactly. Yeah.
You should not see a little circle bead at the end of your base because that's 1, going to make it bulky, 2, stickies, 3, damaging.
She said it. That's it. Yeah.
How do you know what curl to use?
I would say there's no way to surely know because it is an experiment, but you're really looking at the facial features, how the eyes are placed, in more, deep set, not deep set. I mean, honestly, I have clients look to the side and I like look at their side profile. Like I have them look straight because sometimes you can then see like, do their lashes go up or down? My lashes go up. So my lashes are really curly naturally so really addressing the client's anatomy is the only way to surely choose a good curl. But even then I always tell clients it's a graduation process. I'm going to choose the best styling that I think is going to work for you today. But let me know at your next appointment what you loved and what you didn't love so I can make that better for you.
I also think that the curl is a very important and crucial part of the lashes. Like me, for example, we did C's on me once, and I absolutely hated them. I mean, they didn't look bad, but I just didn't like them on me. But, like, another example is I have a client, and she's, like, gorgeous, love her, she's a queen, but she loves D-curl lashes. And I'm just like, girl, those don't look good.
Preference, right?
It's very much preference.
Yeah.
I don't think they look good, but she's obsessed with it.
Exactly. Totally. Yeah. Do you ever feel pressure to go faster?
Slow and steady wins the race.
I'll tell you when I feel pressure to go faster, when Ashtyn gives me 20-minute timers to do her lashes. And she gets antsy and needs to get up. And I feel pressure. I feel so much pressure.
Trying to say. Anyways, no, I don't feel pressure to go faster. You're on my time. Why do some artists skip the cleanse?
I don't know. Why do you skip the cleanse?
Yeah, you should stop doing that.
I don't think anyone skips cleanses these days. I think that...
Really?
Do you think people skip cleansing?
I feel like they definitely do. I see some of those lash with me's, and some of those lashes are gross.
Oh, no. Don't skip the cleanse. Like, even when somebody comes in fresh out of the shower, or they say, oh, I just cleaned my lashes, I'm like, that's cool.
I'm cleaning them again.
I'm going to clean them anyway, because you want to dissolve the grime and grease. Don't skip the cleanse, and don't skip on telling your clients to cleanse. And I think that can prevent issues sometimes, because people think that, you know, Lash has been around for a long time. They've been other places where another lash artist didn't tell them to cleanse or told them they could use baby shampoo or whatever. But I think it's super important to be that lash authority to your clients and say, you need to clean your lashes. I don't care what what you did in your last lash relationship. Did you track humidity when you first started?
Yes. I didn't really know what it meant, but, like, I did, so. I had a hydrometer.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I was doing with it, but I had one.
She was tracking. She didn't know what she was tracking.
I didn't know what I was tracking, but, you know.
She knows now.
It was there. Have you ever used adhesive past 4 weeks?
Not that I can remember, but I have been involved in formulating an adhesive for over 10 years. So, and I'm very aware of the downsides to that. So have you ever had a client unhappy because of miscommunication?
I don't think that I would say that I've ever had somebody unhappy, because I'm good. So
you're such a great communicator too.
After every appointment, I have them stand up and I say, look in the mirror, tell me if there's anything you want me to change. You will not hurt my feelings. What do you want to change? And most of the time they'll say nothing, or they'll give me a couple things that they want to change, and I'll change it really quick. But if they say nothing, I have had situations where I'll be like, okay, especially first appointments, I'll tell them to live with their lashes for 2 weeks, come back and tell me how they feel. So I'll have people come back and be like, hey, can we go shorter? Can we go longer? Can we go more dramatic this time? So I wouldn't say that they're necessarily unhappy, but we also, it's a building thing. So, like, you have to kind of work with them. So, like, not unhappy, but yes, wanting things different.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, but again, that's why I invite conversation about it. You know, like,
no, for sure.
You might like these for the first week and then not like them for the second week as your lashes grow out. There's always things that could change or factors that can change.
Okay, so if someone realizes they're making these mistakes, how do they fix them? Is it ever too late to improve your technique?
Yeah, I feel like it's never too late to learn new skills. I think that every professional should go with ongoing education no matter what. Jess and I talked about this on on the Society Talk episode. And yeah, I mean, we have a great resource that we partner with. It's the Ultimate Lash Course. It's a series of 13 online courses that has A to Z, how to do a 5-star appointment, not only the classic and volume technique, we practice exercises, but how to price yourself appropriately from an apprentice to an expert to a master, and lots of things like that. So we have resources that we partner with. We're also always looking for other trainers to partner with and sponsor their trainings with our kits. But yeah, it's never too late to reach out to a mentor or get some help. If you're obviously struggling with something like retention or isolation or placement or anything, then fix your issue.
When do you know when you should just give up and start over?
In life? Like, take it out? No, okay, no. I mean, if you're talking about a set, then I mean, I feel like there's never a time to give up and start over, but I do feel like no matter what, whenever I'm doing lashes, sometimes one didn't adhere the way I wanted it to, so I take that one off. I like redo as I go. If your results are horrible, then maybe it's time for a new method or technique.
Yeah, but I think it's really dramatic to just like stop doing your lash set and just take it off and try again.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually a thing. Even after 17 years, I still have to remember to go through my clients' lashes at the end because I get overconfident and I don't check at the end. And then, of course, I'll have a sticky or two, whether that bothers my client or me when they come back. So I've noticed that on myself, being a little more conscious about that lately. Current challenges and areas for growth. I feel like I need to step out of my comfort zone, and I'm such a CC girl. No, I'm sorry. I use C's on most of my clients.
I think that you should bring back the 0.25s.
Shut up. Do you have any of these Ashtyn admits?
Well, no, because I'm perfect.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, guys, I have a confession to make. I have been doing lashes going on 4 years, and this is proof that this is authentic. I did somebody's lashes last week. Her fill was supposed to be next week. She texted me. All of her lashes came out.
We're troubleshooting that in about 8 minutes.
I did everything that I always normally would do. I can't think of anything different, but if that happens to you, don't let it discourage you, because I've been doing lashes for 4 years now, and this is the first time anything like this has ever happened to
And
me.
she, in all fairness, it was so sweet. She kept asking me all the ways that she might have made this mistake. I keep saying she, Ashtyn.
Yeah.
But it's often the client's fault. And it's so funny because I'm actually the queen of taking responsibility. And I actually was thinking about this earlier in another scenario. It's always my fault when something goes wrong. My belief is if you are confident in your skill, and there are steps that we take in our method, including the water scrub method, which is something we're going to talk about in a future episode. When you can feel confident that your bonds are good, then you can also feel confident that it wasn't your fault when the retention isn't good. That's why I say, I know it wasn't me. So let's start going down the line of what that client might have experienced. Did you cry a lot over the weekend? Did you add a new product?
In this situation, it's important to have them send you their skincare to see what kind of ingredients could be counteracting. Did they put makeup on their eyes? Did they curl their lashes? Did they put clusters on? Did they put mascara on?
Yeah, and a client will often say, oh, I didn't put anything on my lashes. But something I also point out is that our skin on our face is kind of like tissue paper. So even if you end your serums like this far away from your lashes, the product actually seeps as time goes on, especially when you're sleeping, you're pushing it. I mean, there's so many things. Washing your hair and rinsing the shampoo through the front of your face could interfere with your bonds depending on what's in your shampoo. And so there are so many factors that really can happen after the client leaves. But I will say one of the number one helpers to that is making sure they have a clarity cleanser. And if they are using a ton of products, wear a lot of makeup, very active, they should wash their lashes twice a day, not once. And that was a game changer for me too with some clients. I had them washing their lashes more often and their retention improved. So I think that is going to have to be where we end today because we have things to do. And that was fun. That was fun, just comfy chat. So thanks for being here. Do you want to close it out?
Like and subscribe, comment, do all the things, click all the buttons, follow us on Instagram, Lash Exec, Danielle Caesar.
What? Danielle Racer? Caesar? Let us know if you have had any of these fails, if any of these tips have helped you. If you want us to dive deep onto something else, let us know in the comments.
Follow Lashtex Ash. I was not done plugging our social.
We'll line the socials up, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.